Well, I think right now the earnings are being revised downward significantly. So if you look at September 30th, analysts were looking forward 12 months, expecting the S&P to have a 15% growth in earnings. And now, as of December 31st, that number's down to 10, so like a 33% drop in expectations. And that can all be attributed back to the energy sector. So energy sector stocks, as of September 30th, we're expecting a 15% increase of earnings for 12 months. Now we're down to a decline of 13%. But now when you look at the last 5 times you've had an oil decline of 35% or more since 1986, what tends to happen is you have earnings uncertainty hitting the energy stocks first without any positive spillover to the rest of the market. But then following that by a few months, positive things start happening, other parts of the market, earnings start getting revised up in non-energy stocks. And we think that now is a pretty good time to take positions in equities in the U.S. that are non-energy related.
They haven't disappointed in quite some time, but I'm not sure what can be in this quarter that's going to sort of wow people. So I have a healthy ambivalence towards Apple. My sense is it rallies post-earnings and then it floats back down to the 108.
I still think that people are waiting for the iPhone 6. People are still, they were waiting to buy it. Now they're going to have a lot better iPhone 6 sales. They're actually in stock in many stores.
So you don't think it was a one-quarter
No, I don't think it's going to be a
thing.
one-quarter story. And Tim will talk about valuation on it. That's his ball. But I think technically this stock really sets up at this point for higher prices.
To me, obviously, Apple is to be focused on. I'm going to be focused on Yahoo. How does it change? I don't know if it necessarily changes everything. I think today's price action in the broader market was interesting. We'll talk about that later. But to me, Yahoo, this is a quarter that they now have to prove themselves. This is where the Alibaba story for them sort of doesn't decouple, but now I think it's Yahoo has to sink or swim on their own. It's been floundering around this $50 level. I like it, but you know what? Most important earnings release for them in quite some time.
I'd be looking at Google, which has had a big run going into earnings, and that's a place where I'm cautious. And frankly, the news that they're getting into wireless, for a lot of people, this is exactly what they don't want to hear, even though this makes a ton of sense. I mean, this is a direct link to the consumer. This is a place where they really do already have synergies, and they already have put in a lot of infrastructure. So I like Google into earnings, but I wouldn't have wanted to see this 10% move. I mean,